I am working very closely now with the residents that are provided affordable housing, and it means so much to them to hear them say that they are living in an apartment complex that's very comparable to a conventional property. They actually do not feel at all that they are in what was considered the projects. I know that that was always Mr. Ford's vision, and that they would call it home, and meaning that they really loved where they lived.
We control the immediate environment of close to 50,000 people. What's next door? What's in the next building? What support can you have for this? What exposure can you have to that? That's a unique position.
If you go to our properties, you won't notice much of a difference between our properties and conventional properties, and that's by design. Edgewood's core values really started around the idea of maintaining properties properly, whether they were affordable or not. We started with affordable properties, but we didn't want people to perceive them as that. Whether they were the tenants or somebody driving by them, we still feel that way. We are interested in having good people working in those properties. We're interested in those properties looking like part of the community and a good part of the community.
Mid-City Developers was our development company, and we started to develop in the public purpose housing programs, the assisted programs, quite early in the game.
Mid-City Financial Corporation, also started by Gene Ford Sr., was a development company that started in the 60s and focused exclusively on the development of affordable housing. He felt a very strong commitment to affordable housing, and out of that, Edgewood was born.
Mr. Ford and Mrs. Ford talked to me about starting Edgewood, and they talked about how that the management that they had for others on their properties did not meet their expectations, that they were treating the properties like low-income projects. And they didn't want projects, they wanted nice apartment homes.
H.R. Crawford was managing a property called Southern Towers and came to the conclusion that he was the best bet. I formed Edgewood Management Corporation, which he owned, and I put him in business.
When we developed Edgewood, also Gene wanted a property that did not necessarily look subsidized. So we put our heads together and we argued back and forth with both HUD and the Housing Authority that we wanted to develop something that was truly integrated socioeconomically with all of the programs involved, and we did it.
Edgewood and Mid-City have had sort of a symbiotic relationship. They help each other because as Mid-City grows in terms of the properties that it owns and controls, Edgewood is very helpful not only in after the fact in managing, but also in helping us underwrite properties, go out and, if you will, kick the tires to see what sort of condition they're in.
We started out just with Mid-City Financial's properties, all of which were affordable, and have grown into a company that now services AAA luxury all the way to public housing. Vantage is an attempt to draw a line between our market rate management capacity and our affordable management capacity.
Edgewood Management Corporation is an affordable company, an affordable management company, and that's how people know us. We want to be able to have Vantage compete with the Bizzutos or the Archstones of the world and enhance our opportunity to be competitive in this market.
Performance, people, and pride.
The motto, performance, people, and pride, is the backbone of this company. It's one of the most important things that I have seen through the 8 years I've been here. Everyone cares very much about what they're doing here and what they're doing for the community.
We knew we had to have the performance. We couldn't have the performance without good people. And if you have good performance and good people and they see the results, then we can all have pride in what we do, which makes our investors and our owners have pride in what we do.
My charge to Mr. Bernold when he came in here was, don't worry about the cash flow, take care of the projects and the people.
Most companies really don't care about their employees or the product that they provide to the public. It's all about maximizing income. Whereas in Edgewood, we were able to convince employees that we really concerned about the product that they produced. And therefore, it became an exciting company to work with because you were proud of what you were doing. You could identify with what you were doing.
There are two types of standards that you have to measure. One is the standards that are required by law or regulation in order to receive the subsidies and get the support that you need. That is something that they've done a very good job on, and I'd say are way ahead of most of the companies in understanding and complying with those standards. Then there's a second type, which is to really understand the needs of the residents, and regardless of what the regulations say, to try and figure out how to serve those residents and their needs. And that's where Edgewood and CPDC have really excelled.
Jean and I embarked on creating what we named CPDC, Community Preservation and Development Corporation. I thought it was a perfect situation, being a development nonprofit, and then his property management company, Edgewood Management, would be there to do the property management. And so I was very grateful to have Edgewood Management there as a resource, as what I had come to learn was the best in this region at affordable housing.
Edgewood Management was one of the first companies in the United States to implement community service programs. My father felt strongly that one of the things that was missing from properties was a central unifying social force at the property.
Mr. Ford's vision of community services is what I live by every day. What he wanted to do is to be able to provide residents with hope. The hope that they would be able to compete in a society that may not actually offer them opportunities, to find ways how they could actually become a real independent and responsible citizen in their society.
I find the difference is not as much in the quality of the bricks and mortar. I mean, I think they do first-class work. I think other people do first-class work. It's in the quality of the management people and the tenants working together.
Our community services programs, as I said, was founded by Mr. Ford and a lady who was with us for many, many years before she passed away, Kathy Doherty. She was an amazing individual who put a lot of soul and heart into these programs. When she passed away, the tribute of we filled a room of people who stood up and had testimonials about what she did in their lives and how she changed their lives. I have never been so moved. Mr. Ford had tears running from his eyes about the ability to change somebody's life and saying, I decided to go to school and I now can be this person. I have an education thanks to community services and what Edgewood did for me.
The community services program, I can't even put words on it. You know, it's an enrichment program. It's more than just, you know, we have after-school program, summer camp, share programs, you know, computer labs, math classes, English classes, you know, health seminars. It's just a world of service. You can't get any better than community services. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
It's a very special feeling looking at these kids and feeling that you're making a change or an impact on their life and giving them some tools that they may not otherwise have. We have a lunch program in the summer that feeds these children that may not have lunch.
In many cases, we're able to go into the schools and establish relationship with the teachers so that we know the homework assignments for our children.
I can't remember the girl's name. That she was a student. Her mother lived at Edgewood. The girl wrote some essays that got her into college. And then after she finished college, she knew a kid at the Edgewoods that needed help going to college, and she started paying for that boy to go through college because he couldn't get enough money put together. Well, Mr. Ford heard her testimony about that at one of our meetings, and he reimbursed her all that cost.
All Edgewood employees, a lot from the sites, a lot from corporate, participated in the homeless walk, and we decided to adopt a homeless man. This man came in at Christmas, around Christmas time, and we had a lunch, and he got up and said for the first time he had actually had a roof over his head. We were going to do a raffle that day because we had a lot of vendors contributing to giving us like all these Walmart cards, Target cards, and I was standing there with the bag in my hand and I just couldn't do it. I just looked around the room, everybody was tearful, took the gift certificates that we were going to give away to employees and handed them to this man who just cried, and then he went to Walmart and to Target and told us after that that he bought his grandchildren Christmas presents. There wasn't a dry eye in the house, and we were so appreciative that we could help somebody, and we knew it. We knew what we had done.
The constant with Edgewood over the years for me is both the character of the employees, the longevity of the core group of employees that we have at our company, and the intellectual and regulatory knowledge embodied by all of those people. It rarely occurs that we can't find the answer or solve the problem that we're dealing with.
Edgewood attracted good people by caring about not just them but their families, and by caring about the working situations where they are. I have never worked for any management company that took as good a care of its employees as Edgewood did.
Each employee to me is so unique, and I deal with them on an individual basis. And their well-being means so much to me, and I think they know that, and it shows when they work for me.
Edgewood is blessed with people who can work from the circle out. Their backs are towards one another because they feel like the other members of the staff have their back. They trust people enough to face the world and move in the way that they need to move to do their job.
Edgewood puts a lot of value into training their employees. As I always used to say, we like to grow our own. We like to take people who have come from below, as I did.
When we built this space 4 years ago, we built it around a large training facility because it was that important to us. We do maintenance training, we do software training, we do fair housing training, we do employment training. It's just magnified so much over the last 5 years.
Another thing that we do in Edgewood that I think is unique is that we have property managers handle properties in several different accounts at once. One property manager does not handle one client. So that property manager has a number of different experiences and exposures which they can use to help themselves with other clients.
I think because we are a management company, people walk around, they do their jobs, but the fact that it's an affordable management company and it means something inside about helping people who don't have places to live, it means everything. I mean, you leave here with something every day because that's a piece of you. You leave here with, I did my job, but yet, there's a purpose for this. Somebody has a roof over their head today because of us.
I know that I go home at night and I sleep well because we do a good job in some tough places. I like that. I know it's what drove my father, and we kept that alive.
I think what I have loved the most about Edgewood Management Corporation is that it is family. You're not working for just a corporation that you don't associate with feelings. You associate it with people who care. You associate it with people who are really trying to motivate you and to give you the opportunity to reach your personal goals as well as the goals of the company.
I feel like I have people that would go through walls for me and I would go through walls for them, no question about it.
My goal is 50 years service. As long as I hold up and they keep me around, that's my goal, is to put in at least 50 years. So I got 12 years left. That's how much I love the company.
I think that Edgewood's future is the way that they manage properties, continuing to manage properties that are head and shoulders above the properties in those areas. And I think if they will continue to do that, continue to take care of their people, continue to take care of the residents, that Edgewood will continue to be one of the premier affordable housing management companies in the nation.
Gene has cared about his legacy for a very long time. He has cared about what kind of imprint he can make on the world and how he can help the world. His interest in me and CPDC was very much about his legacy and about what he could do that was more than what he had done before. He'd accomplished as much as any affordable housing developer could hope to accomplish through bricks and mortar and finance. But he was looking for, how do we change people's lives?
Gene accomplished many of the objectives that others only every now and then think of. But Gene also lifted the environment for many minorities who otherwise would not have enjoyed living in a quality life in a good, comfortable, clean environment. In addition to that, Gene started a number of minority companies through his ownership and management of properties, I being one of them.
The legacy of my father has to do with giving others who don't have as much a chance. That's what comes across to me, and he's done a really remarkable job of doing that.
I think with the extended family that he has, and Gene Ford Jr., I do believe that they will continue the concepts and all the plans that Gene had for properties throughout the country. Gene and I had conversations about life, family, success, disappointments. Oftentimes when I think of him now, I may get a bit emotional because we're both beginning to age a bit and we're approaching the autumn of life. And he means a great deal.
There's one out here in Montgomery County on Beers Mill Road called Rock Creek Terrace. I mean, you'd think you were walking into a Class A apartment house at Connecticut Avenue if you walked into this place. It's spotless to begin with. You got about 100 kids running around the basement like wild turkeys in the afternoon and doing all kinds of after-school stuff with homework and food and games, and you know. It's what this type of housing should be for people.